Störung. Störung. Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet. Türen geöffnet. Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
So we've got the doors closed, and now we're ready to go. Quick test of the horn.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Right.
SIFA.
Zugbeeinflussung. Fangfestung.
Oops. Well, yeah, I did wonder if that was our signal.
Störung. Störung. Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
Right, we're getting our way now. Right, this ground signal is saying that we're clear. As far as we can see, the line is clear.
Zugbeeinflussung.
And it will be that signal on the right that we're observing. The home signal. This or just here. Right, so we've not passed it yet. Oh, no, we just have to wait. sure if there's another train. That way, wait. Oh. It's not this one, is it? Oh no, we have to wait for the oh, yeah, gotta wait for the points. I think we're a bit behind here. We'll sit and wait. Here we are, that's the train that we're waiting for. That is a long train. Okay. Got a green signal now. Let's get going. Now that is not 23 meters away.
Zugbeeinflussung.
That signal is not
Zugbeeinflussung.
here.
Zugbeeinflussung.
That is wrong. That's threw me off the count on the top right. Saying we were like 40 meters away from the signal. Okay, ground signals ahead, sure that we're clear. Okay, so there's the 130 kilometer mark for our track. Right, let's go.
RFB. RFB.
Okay, so now this is just like a normal high-speed run. There should be nothing different about this. Just a normal trip to Augsburg. Okay, so those signs on the right there, the 3, 2, 1 countdown boards, are not 300, 200, 100, anything. They count down in increments of 75 meters. So although the 1 board is 100 meters away from the signal, the 2 board is 175 meters away, and the 3 board is 250 meters away, which can get a bit confusing. Okay, so we got a speed limit decreased to 60 kilometers an hour. Make sure we slow down in time for the PZB. Okay, probably didn't need to slow down that quick, but PZB with the 85 kilometers an hour speed limit there, we would have to make sure that we slow it down quick enough for that. Okay, next signal is going to be red. Not sure how soon that is, so I'll just make sure we go nice and slow for it. So the next signal is red. That will be after the station, so we've got to stop the station anyway. Ground signal there, giving us clear to go into the station. Oh, we want to make sure we're nice and slow for the red signal coming up, because there will be a magnet in front of it that is going to be a hot 500 hertz. A hot 500 hertz magnet, indicating that the signal ahead is red. And we have a certain speed that we can go over that at a certain distance to slow down to that speed. I'm not sure what it is. There we go, there's the hot 500 hertz. So I'll just slow down here, make sure that we've acknowledged that, and that will there, just in case. Nothing wrong with over acknowledging what could be a PZB magnet that's live.
SIFA.
And we'll come to a nice steady stop here. Ooh, before the signal, before the signal. Okay, that was a bit too steady of a stop.
Türen geöffnet.
Although, yeah, the magnet's there, so we are okay. Ooh, we're running 15 minutes behind. That is not good. Just have a look. Everything's good, yep. So, this magnet is hot with 2000 Hz running through it. If we went over that, then the train would stop itself. Now we'd be in big trouble. But we haven't, so we're okay. Although we can't see the signal right now, because we are too close, so I'll just open the window and stick my head out. How's that look? Okay, we'll get back in the cab, lock the doors.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Wait for the signal to change. Right, so we got 60 kilometers an hour. Train brake off, we'll keep at 20 for now, just while we go over the 500 Hz magnet. Sorry, no, it's a clear magnet. There we go, so the 500 Hz has gone off. We are still in PZB restricted speed mode. Okay, now we're out of restricted speed monitoring. It's a 140 km/h mark here. We're already not there, so we might as well put it up there because we're not going to reach 130 by the time we before the back of the train passes that board there.
SIFA.
Okay, so there's another 160, so we can go 100 miles an hour now, and hopefully soon we'll hit LZB section. Oh, I can't remember if there is one on this route. I believe there is, because this is where we had to come for the diversion that time. And rather than staying on this section, which would have been LZB, we had to go over to the slow speed section. Now, with LZB, once you're into the LZB section, the train basically tells you the speed limit and how fast you should be going, and the countdown to the next speed limit. So it calculates the speed that you should be going to slow down for the next limit. Once we've exited the LZB section and we're back to normal running situation, if you like, then we have to acknowledge that we're coming out of the LZB section by pressing the PZB fry or free release key. So that is this one here in the middle. So that will basically release us from LZB, and when we're back onto PZB mode, we won't get an emergency brake application because it knows that we're ready to receive the changeover from high speed to regular. So I think LZB is implemented only on trains travelling over 160 kilometers an hour. We'll see in a second, I think. Let's see, LZB mode marker. Looks like it. Yes, it is. So now we are on LZB mode. Already, that's saying that we should be braking, but I don't know why. Got a countdown, we'll just say what. And we'll just make sure we're braking with the LZB braking curve. You can see there on our speedo that the blue indicator, that's the LZB system showing us what we should be travelling at. So there is a change up ahead. I don't know what it is, whether it's just a signal or what, a decrease in the speed limit. But the train is calculating that we have to be slowing down for that. And the G, which is lit up, shows that we need to be slowing down for this. Okay, so there we've got a yellow signal, so we'll slow down again. So, although we're on LZB, I will acknowledge this anyway with PZB, because, you know, it's better safe than sorry really. You don't want to not acknowledge something and then chance that it's going to apply the emergency brakes. So we're staying well under the braking curve here just for our own benefit. You can see now we're starting to brake faster than the braking curve thinks we should be. There you got a red signal up there. And that's what the LZB system has picked up. It already knew there was a red signal further down the line, and it's brought us to a nice steady stop. So I'll just brake a little bit harder here, just to avoid the chance that LZB takes us right up to the signal and we by chance go past it. So I'll just start about here. If we didn't slow down quick enough then, LZB would shout at us basically, tell us to slow down quicker, and then it would apply the emergency brakes. if we didn't react accordingly. Right, now we can wait here for LZB, for the signal to change, then we can go ahead. So LZB, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, runs on an induction loop. They call it Inducy in Germany, which relates to the induction. So there's a current passing through this wire, this one here, and there would be another one on the track. Although I can't see it, it's not modelled on here, just in the middle. The current that travels through these sends a signal, well, the train picks it up and gets information from that, I believe. Don't know what's going on with the trees. Weird graphical error. Is it because the train's moving ever so slightly? Oh, I don't know. It's a weird thing around the signal though. It's like hovering. Oh, well. Right, contact the signaller in a minute. It might be because we're running so far behind. We're already 5 minutes behind and we're 40 kilometers away from the station. So, just gotta wait. Because we've been so late getting the train washed and getting into service, then there might be other scheduled trains that we've missed. That are now slowing us down. Right, this is taking ages. Is there anything stopping us from moving? There we go. This guy is going to change and go onto that track. So we are waiting for a train to switch over on the track in front. I don't know why we are so far behind schedule. I don't know if it's my fault for driving a lot slower through the train wash and the sidings. I don't think driving at 5 kilometers an hour instead of what, 20 for about 200 meters would have made this much of a difference. We'll have to see next time if I can redo this scenario and get everything sorted. Right, so AFB, what we can do now is we can put it to the max, and even though it's on 330, actually, because we've got LZB turned on and we're getting the speed signal from the track, the computers on board the train will automatically raise our maximum speed to what it knows or thinks we should be doing anyway. So there's no chance with LZB turned on when using AFB that we'll go over the speed limit. Of course, we also have to make sure that we're doing things right. We can't sit back and let go and give all control of the train back to itself, because that's not how it works. Okay, once he's cleared that next signal, those points should change up there and we should be able to go. There's nothing else that we're waiting for, is there? Nope. Okay, there are no more trains for a very long time. Yet, we're still stuck at the signal. I don't know why. Of course, even if we wanted to go past that red signal, we can't, because all the safety systems completely go against that, and that fundamentally is their job. Okay, now we've been sat here for ages. Been sat here for 7 minutes, at least. I think we might be running that late. The scenario's bugged. And because we're being so late, it won't let us through. Hang on, no, there's something else coming. Something else coming. Where's that? Wow. Why? It's not a line closure or something, is there? That is really weird. Right, well, I guess we'll just have to wait for this one to pass as well. I was so close to giving up then and ending the scenario. Thinking that the scenario is not working right. Where is this train? There we go. Just coming around the corner. There we go. You can see it now. I have to change my depth of render distance settings because seeing each coach appear individually isn't really something you would expect. So we got on our train over an hour ago. There we go. Green signal. Might as well acknowledge that just in case. Coming from a standing start. But now... yeah, so here we can see the upcoming speed restriction is, well, the next one is 160 kilometers an hour. That is in over 10 kilometers. So we've got green signals all the way up until that at least. So for the next 10 kilometers we're clear to run at 230 in a minute. So once we've come within 10 kilometers range of that 160 kilometers an hour speed restriction, then this line here and this line here will count down and show the distance in meters until we have to slow down, well, until we hit that speed limit. Oops. So because we've got our AFB set to the highest possible setting, LZB actually sorts that out anyway, and you can see it's automatically on 200 in the minute. And when we hit 230, once we, there you go, does it on its own, so we don't have to change anything. All we do is just drive the train. We don't really have to worry about checking for speed limits or wondering when we have to slow down. Of course, in real life you would still need to know this, and you would need your route knowledge to know where the speed limits are. But in the case of train sim, it's extremely handy for driving long distance high speed trains. So we're already going about 145 miles an hour. 225 kilometers an hour is of course 140 miles an hour. As the Intercity 225 trains produced in the UK were supposed to be capable of running at 140 miles an hour. Although the signalling never let that happen. I think it would be nice to see the East Coast Main Line here at some point. I think there's a whole suite of locomotives and trains that you can put on there. Of course, there's so much history on the East Coast. Got the A4s, well, starting with the A1s, Flying Scotsman, and then of course they were rebuilt as A3s, and then along came the A4s. Mallard hit 126 miles an hour down Stoke Bank. Then they were replaced by the Deltics at the end of steam, and the Deltics producing new records and hitting new journey times. And then along came the HSTs and then the Class 91s, 225 sets. Again, I think both the HST and the Class 91 sets hit world speed records. I know the 91s definitely did down Stoke Bank, because 91.010, as it was then, hit 163 miles an hour down Stoke Bank. And one of the HSTs hit around 140 something, I think. One of them power cars did end up staying on the East Coast. I don't know if it was on the East Coast where they got that record. But yeah, certainly a lot of history there. exciting things is, I find, running at high speed with LZB enabled. It just adds more depth to not only the gameplay but also the actual scenario. And it's really useful. I think driving without LZB and PZB turned on would be a lot more boring, and in the case of LZB being turned off, a lot harder. Okay, so we got speed limit decrease to 150, but that's not for another 10 kilometers yet, so we're okay. So that beep is LZB telling us that there's new information available. In this case, it was a change in the upcoming speed restriction, speed limit. We also hear that beep when LZB gets turned off or when you leave an LZB section, and that's when you have to acknowledge it, ready for the changeover to PZB. Okay, so we've still got to make sure that we keep an eye out for signals and things. And if we do get a yellow signal coming up, just of course in the ice terrain spot. So we're now 9,000 meters away from the upcoming speed limits of 150, so we can see on our HUD there as well that it's counting down, so we're 8 kilometers away now. Green signal still. I'll just ease off the accelerator for now anyway, because I know that's coming up. We can coast for the next couple of kilometers. And we've always got power to hand anyway if we need it. Right now we're on a downhill gradient, so we're not going to slow down too much anyway. And we know when we're getting close to that speed limit because we'll get an indicator again, that G light that comes up. When the G flashes, when the G is a solid line, then we know LZB is telling us to brake. If it starts flashing, then we have to brake harder. Once it appears, I'll just brake and keep my train ahead of the braking curve, so we're slowing down quicker than what we need to be. Not necessarily quicker, but there we go. So now we'll start slowing down, and then you'll see on the speedo that the blue line will start to decrease here. That's showing us what LZB accepts as the maximum permissible speed for our train. When we're approaching this 150 kilometer an hour speed limit, and by the time we reach it, of course, that blue line will be at 50. Now we know I can reduce AFB, and I'll take a bit more manual control over what my speed is going to be. And then this here is another speed or speed limit warning, showing us that we have to slow down to 150. bring it out to 140 anyway, just because we know we're getting into the area close to the station, so we know we'll be slowing down soon anyway. So we're 200 meters away now from the speed limit change, and there it is. So that's what we need to be at. And now we'll just keep an eye out for signals, etc. I'm expecting personally to be leaving LZB section in a minute, just because I know we're getting close to the main station, and soon we'll be changing over to PZB, so keep a very close eye on the trackside signals, because when we do change to PZB, if we do get any yellow signals, we know we have to slow down to 85 km an hour, which will be quite hard to do if we're going a lot faster. And also when we come out of LZB, we change over to PZB, we have to acknowledge that soon enough before we get an emergency brake application. Now, this home signal and this distance signal here are both showing clear. Right, so we're coming out of LZB now. So the LZB ender sign has illuminated. Here we can see we've got a speed limit change to 90 km an hour coming up soon. We will just make sure we're acknowledging that in case we were in PZB, because that speed limit is below 100. I think that's usually when you have to acknowledge them with PZB, to make sure that you're aware of it. Then, as with the yellow signals, we would also have to slow down to 85 km an hour, no matter what. So even though that says 90, when we acknowledge that with PZB, we have to slow down. And that one is showing 90 km an hour, that's just here. So now we're on that. And we will acknowledge everything anyway, just to be safe. We do not want any emergency brake applications. So now this distance signal here shows that the next home signal is red. We've acknowledged that, so we've got the 1000 Hz light lit up. Now the next signal is not till the end of the station anyway, but just to be safe we'll come in and slow down, ready for a nice steady stop at the station. Ah, of course, again, one thing that I forgot was, when you come out of LZB, you have to re-enable AFB. So that's why it wasn't doing anything just then. But we're stopped at this station anyway, so we can slow down and just sort everything manually. So we're just going to have the hot 500 Hz magnet. I want to make sure that we've slowed down soon enough so that doesn't give us an emergency brake application. And again, we'll have a nice steady stop. This time not so close to the signal. Okay, and that, although we are 33 minutes late, wasn't a bad run.
Türen geöffnet.
Okay, we'll take a look outside. Love them roof textures. Although this does look like a very nice place. I would love to go and visit Germany and travel on the German railways. Hopefully one day. Oh. So they've got station lights connected to the OHLE. Which must draw power from that as well. That is quite a genius way of doing it. Okay, so we'll get off our train now. Well, make sure everything's
Zug
shut
beeinflussen.
down. Train brake on. Yeah, so that was quite good. And then you can see the braking curves that we had today were really quite nice for slowing down for these speed restrictions. And of course staying under all of these. Yep, I think that will be why we were behind, because we got to Munich so late after the train wash. See what we can do next. Tried that one last night. We'll see what we can do with Köln to Aachen.